Hello, today I'm going to show you how to load some data into RDS Analyst from Excel and how to convert that data to RDS data. So to start, here is the data set we're going to work with in Excel. It's actually a sample data set already in RDS Analyst, but we're going to work with it from Excel. So let me just start up RDS Analyst in Jaguar. While that's loading, we'll just go over a couple features of this data set. We see it has an ID field. Any RDS data has to have subjects listed by ID. We also have their recruiter ID. So these first few rows are all what we call seeds because they weren't recruited. They started the sample. We have their degree or network size, some data about them and the sampling process, and then the wave in which they were sampled, starting from 0 for the seeds, and then who started the recruitment chain that they were a part of, so who is their seed. And then we'll see also that these two variables, the wave and the seed, although they're already listed here, if they weren't, they would be auto-created when we convert this data set to RDS. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so now we have RDS Analyst loaded in Jaguar. So like I said, this is actually the faux sycamore data set, which we could have loaded quite easily. Just going to package some data and clicking example faux sycamore, which gives us data faux sycamore. We could also have written in the console data faux sycamore. Does the same thing, excuse me, and we can see that data set already in the data viewer. We have RDS data set, faux sycamore, it's all here. But let's just remove that for now. And then we'll close the data viewer. Now, to import this data set from Excel, we want to go to File, Import RDS Data, and I have this saved in Analyst Files. This is the file here in Excel format, and I'm just going to import it. Now you'll see a dialog automatically appears to convert this data. So first time around, I'm actually just going to cancel that and go and show you what we have so far in the data viewer. So we have this DF, not an RDS data frame yet, just a regular data frame called faux Excel. That's what we just loaded in. But since we see here, there's no RDS. It's not in RDS format yet. Look at the data. We can look at the variables and the variable types. Close that. Now suppose we want to convert this data to RDS data. Well, go to Data, Convert to RDS. We're going to want Recruiter ID format because we don't have any information about coupon numbers. We only have recruiter IDs. So then we just need to give it a name. Let's call it faux-sic1, sort of that .rds, and we just have to tell it where some information is stored. So ID goes into subject ID. These are just the variable names. Go to recruiter ID, it's going to be stored here, and degree is our network size variable. Then we also have these optional fields. Happen to know some information about this data set. You could also find out some more information about it doing help faux sycamore. Get some more information here, but we're not going to look at that right now. And again, these are optional fields, and I happen to know them, so I filled them in, but they're not necessary. This size will just be used as a default value later, but it's always subject to change. Okay, so let's run that. Go into our data viewer again and see what we have here. Now we have an RDS data frame called faux-sic1. Oops, that's what we just created, and everything is filled out. So you can see we have a variable view tab here and an RDS tab right here with all that information we just entered. We can edit that information here. We can also go into Data, Edit Metadata, and that's another place where you can edit the name of the subject ID variable, or which is the recruiter ID variable, this optional information as well. One more thing to note is the wave and seed fields, as I mentioned. If I'm in this FO6 Excel data frame, I could actually get rid of this data using edit. So get rid of wave, get rid of seed. And then if I convert this data frame, so workspace data, convert to recruiter ID format, let's call this FO6-2. Everything else is the same. And we run. Now if I go in the data viewer, I see FO6-2, and you can see wave and seed are there again. Last thing, I could also have imported other kinds of files. So this was an Excel file, but I also saved the same data as a text file or a CSV. So let's see that quickly. The CSV will ask me for this intermediate step as well to just verify that it's noted the spreadsheet form of the data correctly, so everything looks okay, and I can load that. Cancel that for now. Just see that it's here. So now I have my un-RDS data frame, the CSV, and I can go back and convert it just like I converted the Excel data. Okay, that's all for now. I hope that was helpful. Thanks very much.